Welcome to Agenda Edina, a news program summarizing the actions taken at City Hall that affect you most. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty. More tails are wagging because dogs can now roam free in another dog park in Edina. The Parks and Recreation Department recently opened a second off-leash area at Strachauer Park. The hockey rink at Strachauer Park, located on Beard Place, just north of the crosstown, was converted to a seasonal off-leash area. The park is open every day from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. The city's other off-leash area is located at Van Valkenburg Park. The city hopes that adding a location on the east side of town will make the off-leash areas convenient for more dog owners.
You know, obviously it's great for dogs to be able to run freely. It's great for kind of that community support, bonding. We have some hockey rinks that are not utilized, and we thought it made a lot of sense to use one of our amenities for something else.
At both parks, dogs must wear a special collar which can be purchased at Edina City Hall or online. Off-leash collars serve as permits, which cost $25 for residents and $50 for non-residents. Discounts are available for multiple dogs. Dogs must be vaccinated and need to be leashed when entering and exiting off-leash areas. Owners are responsible for waste cleanup and any park damage caused by their dogs. Other rules are posted at the parks. Scores of artists recently turned out for the 47th annual Edina Art Fair at 50th and France. For 3 days, people from across the country gathered in Edina for what many consider one of the best art fairs in Minnesota. Edina 16's Dietrich Nissen stopped by the event and spoke with artists about their craft and why they keep coming back.
As these 320 artists and crafters can attest to, there's something special about the Edina Art Fair held in early June.
What do I think about it? The weather is really great, and there's always big crowds here.
You know, just the amount of interest that's here for this craft. It stimulates us.
I love the Edina Art Show. It's the first real show of the season.
Watercolor artist Terry Meyer says his favorite aspect is explaining his work to others.
Well, it's always fun talking to the people. You know, they come out, even though they're not buying something, you know, it's terrific because they want to look, they want to know all about the process.
This quality is pretty rare.
For the last 10 years, Melanie Eberts has invited her friend Wilbur Quispe from Peru to demonstrate weaving at summer art fairs.
There's not a lot of people aspiring to weave this way. It's very tedious, very skilled.
We have established this relationship with the 50th and France Business Association to really promote the arts. And, you know, in addition to the Edina Art Center being my favorite booth, I think there's a lot of wonderful artwork here.
The fair is so large it shuts down more than 4 city blocks and stretches into South Minneapolis. The 50th and France Professional and Business Association hold the event to raise money for other events held throughout the year.
It's always a good time.
It's been great.
I sort of have a following, picking up a following, so it's good to come back every year.
And as the number of people attending the fair climbs past 150,000, there's clearly something special here. In Edina, Dietrich Nissen, Edina 16.
If you'd like to participate as an artist next year, keep an eye on the Edina Art Fair website for registration details. A favorite sign of summer for many is going to performances at the Metzold Amphitheater in Centennial Lakes. Videographers Steve Christensen and I stopped by a recent concert and found a very unexpected conductor. After the long rainy spring, it was one of the first warm, sunny evenings of summer, and music was in the air. With the Edina Chorale, which has been belting out the tunes throughout the area for nearly 29 years.
It's a community chorale. It's an auditioned group of singers. It's a lot of people who sang in high school and college choirs, and then raised kids or did whatever, and then started to wish they were singing again.
On this evening, the Edina Chorale was preparing to perform a number under the leadership of a new conductor, Mayor Jim Hovland.
This will be fun. As a guy who played in the high school band, I think I can muddle along well enough to get through one song.
He had at least a 30-second practice, and I think he's set to go.
We'll see. Norwegian and rhythm, it's some people would say that's an oxymoron, so we'll see.
So true. Anne explained how the mayor was selected for this rare opportunity.
I'm not sure it was his extensive musical training. He bid on an auction item that we had at our last concert in May, so we were delighted that that was the mayor.
After nearly an hour of one popular tune after the next, the mayor finally had his directing debut. The song went off without a hitch, and the crowd seemed impressed.
Well, he sure seemed to be into it. I get the feeling he may have practiced this before.
I have to tell you, I was a little bit anxious as the program went along, wondering, okay, when's my turn coming, But once I got up there and got going, it was really enjoyable.
This was just wonderful. Perfect setting. Everything just came together. The music was great. The band, all the voices. It was just a really great time to spend a Minnesota evening.
Agreed. It was a great evening. If you'd like to check out the Edina Chorale's concert calendar or audition for the chorale, visit their website at edinachorale.org. Making history since 1888 is the theme of this year's Independence Day celebration in Edina. The theme harkens to the Quasquicentennial or 125th anniversary celebration underway in the community. A parade will begin at 10 a.m. July 4th. Grand Marshal is former Parks and Recreation Director John Keprios, who retired late last year after 35 years of service to the city.
When I first got the phone call from Chairman Swan, my first thing out of my mouth was, really, I am not the celebrity type that is typical of a Grand Marshal. You really, me, huh? And the more I thought about it, it struck me as, wow, this really is so much like Edina. It is, even though it's a town of 48,000 people, it feels like a small town.
The parade, which will be broadcast live here on Edina 16, begins behind Edina City Hall at Eden Avenue and Wilson Road and proceeds 1 mile east on 50th Street to the U.S. Bank parking lot at Halifax Avenue.
The veterans contingent really is, I would say, the centerpiece of our parade. We're going to have up to 30 different units in our parade, and that includes a number of veterans, World War II and Korean veterans. We actually have an entire contingent now of World War II reenactors as well, and they're going to be riding and walking in a lot of period piece vehicles from World War II and Korea.
Residents can top off their Independence Day with a concert by the 1st John Philip Sousa Memorial Band at 8:45 p.m. at Roslyn Park. The concert will be followed by a fireworks display at 10 p.m. presented by Fairview Southdale Hospital. Thanks for watching this episode of Agenda Edina. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty.